Hello everyone, welcome to XALT Ministries. I'm really excited for this next song. We're going to be looking at Greater by MercyMe, and the really cool thing about this song that I figured out, even though the strum pattern is very simple, the chords are going to be a tad different because even though we're going to be in the key of D, we're going to be going off the standard D shape instead of a modified D2 shape. If you've ever done some more of my tutorials that have the key of D, you notice that we usually play it with 3 and open, but this time we're going to look at 3 and 2, and we're actually going to have to form our D a little differently so that we can free up some of our fingers to do some of the other chords. So in this tutorial we're going to be looking at doing the key of D in almost a completely different way in terms of the tone, because while I was going through the song I was playing key of D, and something inside me saying you need to go higher. So I moved, in my case, I thought I had to go higher, so I moved the key up higher. I moved it up to D sharp, started playing it. It's like, no, this doesn't sound right either. Moved it up to capo 2D, which makes it an E, key of E. And I was like, no, I'm way too high. I'm thinking, okay, what am I missing here? So finally I started going through my D shape, and then I just played the standard D, and I was like, well, that sounds perfect. I'm thinking, now wait a second, I had to take that D shape, and I had to make the same tones for the other chords of D, or key of D, which is G, A, and B, or B minor, but they also included the E minor in this as well. So I've had to go through and reshape some of my chords. I'll give out the special names when I do the chord video here coming up, and I'll tell you what the exact names of them are, even though I'm just going to refer to them as D, A, B minor, and G and E minor. I just refer to them as standard names. But in this one, we're going to be doing the key of D, but we're going to be doing a different kind of fingering for where our fingers are going to go. Instead of normal D, where I do like this, my normal D is now going to look something like this, where I'm actually using my pinky, my ring finger, instead of leaving my pinky out. But anyways, before I get babbling too much, let's get into how these chords are made, how they're going to be a little different. But then when we go into the song, you're going to see how everything kind of flows together and how those chords actually make the song the kind of the real, we want to call it the action-packed, fast-paced song that it is. So let's quickly get over that chord, over the chords, and see how they're formed. Alright everyone, let's look at the chords here for Greater. Remember I was telling you how we're going to have a little different chords with D, is because we're going to go off the standard D shape, and the standard D shape is like this. It's a mute, open, 2, 3, open. But because of how we had to free up some of these fingers to accomplish our chords, we're going to do this a little differently. We're actually going to use our pinky on 3, and then we're going to use our ring finger on the 2, and then you're actually going to want to use your pointer, and you're saying, well, this is kind of uncomfortable, yes, but once we start going through chords of actually how the song's put together, you find out this is about the best way, at least that I found out how to make these chords work. So our D is going to be a mute, open, 2, 3, open. Okay, no difference there. The only difference is how it's formed. We're doing mute, open, pointer finger 2nd fret, pinky 3rd fret, and then ring finger 2nd fret. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. Now, going from here, this is where it starts getting a little easier. Going from here, we'll go to the A, and this is going to be your A. It's going to be like a modified A2. Actually, it's a modified A sus2. Actually, to tell you the truth, if you want to know the real thing, this is like a combination of an A2 and a normal D, because this is the D and I'm just adding this. Oops, see? One thing I'll remember, if you ever feel like you're playing it and it seems drowning out, always remember to check each one of your strings to make sure it's ringing. More than likely for me it's been this one, because I'll play and all of a sudden it'll sound like this. Let's see if I can get it. And it doesn't sound right, because this finger here needs to be pushed down. That's what you want to hear. But this is going to be your A chord, and it's going to be we're going to call this just A for now. It's going to be a mute, open, 2, 2, 3, 2. Okay. Now to go from here, we're going to go up to the B minor, which is taking this finger. We're going to move it again and go up here, and mute the 4th string. Okay. And also mute in the top. Make sure we get everything ringing. Okay, so you have a mute, 2, mute, or is it 2 open? Sorry, no, wrong. It's open, not muted. That's why it sounds weird. It's mute, 2, open, 2, 3, 2. Next one we'll go to the E minor, which is taking this finger and moving it up one now and leaving this open. Yeah, make sure you get that ring. And your E minor is going to be an open 2-2, open 3-2. See, and it's going to sound a bit like this. In the world, in the world. Okay, so you see how it's got that ring to it. Okay, last chord we're gonna look at is the G. So this is gonna be the one that's gonna be a little awkward because we're taking these fingers and we're folding them almost completely like over top of this one, like this. And the bad part is when you're doing this, this finger is pushing. See here. This finger, when you come up here, is pushing this finger out of the way, but this finger has got to keep on this fret. So this is what's going to be a little difficult, is that to form these, I've had to do something like this, and it looks, if I turn this, you can see how weird that kind of looks. But this is going to be your G, and it's going to sound like this. Okay? And that's going to be a 3-2, open, open, 3-2. So 3-2, open, open, 3-2. And that's gonna, I believe that's gonna make it. So we have D, A, B minor, G, and E minor. Yep, that's gonna do it. So that's gonna be the 4 chords that we're gonna use it. Like I said, muscle memory up, but like I said, these 2 fingers are probably gonna get really worn, as you can see, from holding on to these because they're never gonna move, because that's gonna keep your tune of the song. But anyways, remember, you have your D. We're just playing it differently. Now, if you want to, it's okay, but in the bridge is just going to be D at all. If you want to give your fingers a bit of a rest and just play normal D, that's fine, but then you have to remember, then your fingers are going to have to be ready to go back to the other formation, and you might not have that muscle memory in enough to be able to switch your formation, but keeping your chord the same. So it might be easier just to keep that. Okay? Alright, let's head over and look and see how the chorus, the verses, and the bridge is all put together. Okay. Now that we have a gist of how the chords are formed, so now you're looking at your D, your G, which is probably going to be one of the harder ones to do actually, because of how your fingers are flapping over top of each other, your E minor, your A, and your B minor. Very, very important during this song is you try as best as possible to keep these 2 fingers, they're keeping that tone ringing, because if you end up like when I was playing one time, I was muting the bottom one and it totally threw the entire song off, because it's got to have, instead of doing like a normal 3-0 like that, and while we're doing a 3-2, it gives it that little higher pitch to it. So make sure, like, if something's starting to seem drowning out, check them 2 fingers, and it's probably what the problem is. Okay? Alright, so now that we have that done, let's start off on the song. This song is very simple to play. You're going to be playing the D chord a lot, probably consistently throughout most of the verses, and the bridge is all just D. That's it. You just play D throughout the whole bridge, and it's quite a long bridge. So let's get started. Verse 1. Let's look at the strum pattern real quick. I'll put it on your screen. Now, if you look at it, it looks a little different because at the very first part over here, I have, and probably in brackets, I'll actually put in brackets, it says 1, 1, and then you have your standard strum. For some reason, for me, in order to do the strum pattern properly, I have to do a first down strum, like an initiation, and then I can go to it. Like, I can't go, it doesn't sound right, so I go. I have to have that one down strum, and then I can kick into it. So you're like, bring a time. Bring your shame. Okay, so that's gonna be your strum pattern. So let's see. We're gonna start from the first verse, which is we're just gonna hold on to the D, and then I'll go right to the next chord, which is 3 lines of D. So your first verse, you're gonna have the D. Standard D is gonna bring your time, bring your shame, bring your guilt, bring your pain. Don't you know it's not your name? Okay, so we're doing D throughout that whole thing, and then we're gonna switch to the B minor. And it says, you will always be, and then much more, to me, it's a quick chord change. So we have much more, G. Sorry, see, you hear that? You hear that drowning? That's that chord. That's that drowning sound I get, because my fingers, my pinky and my ring are not wanting to cooperate during these chords because they're different for them. They're different for these fingers. I'm not used to the muscle memory of this. And my calluses have been whittling away a little bit, so it hurts a bit, but that's my fault. Much more. See, it's got that drowning again. There. Much more to me. Back, so G to D. So we have, you will always be much more to me. So you will always be much more, G to me, D. So you will always be much more to me. And then we're going to switch to A. And every day I wrestle with, and then B minor. The voices that keep telling me, G, I'm not right, but that's alright. Okay, I don't have the highest octave vocally that Bart Miller from MercyMe has, so I'm going to do my best and keep it lower. It's going to sound different, but that's okay. This is not a vocal tutorial, this is guitar. Thank God. So we're going to go through that real quick, and I'm going to go and I'll show my fingers here best I can so that you can see where I'm switching at for my chords. Okay, bring your time. Remember, mute the top two for D. Bring your time, bring your shame, bring your guilt, bring your pain. Don't you know it's not your name? You alone. See, there's that drowning already. You gotta get that right. That you will always be much more to me. And every day I wrestle with the voices. There we go. Voices that keep telling me I'm not right. That's alright. Okay. So we have if you're following along on the chord sheet that I have posted, that'll help a lot because I'm going right with this thing. The person that posted did a very good job putting this together because I even went through some more tools I have to figure out, so I made sure I was having the right chords on here. So let's start off in the chorus now. Remember, these fingers are not going to move at all, so already my fingers are literally sticking to the, if you can see it there, are literally sticking to the strings because, yeah, they, what I call sausage, I call them grill fingers because they look like they literally been on the grill besides being black. So we're going to keep that. We'll go back to our D, and we're going to go, 'cause I hear, and then E minor, a voice that calls, B minor, that calls me redeemed. So we're going to sound like this. 'Cause I hear a voice and he calls me redeemed. When others say I'll never be enough. Okay. When others say I'll never, B is the A, so never be to the D. Enough. Alright? So go through that one more time. 'Cause I hear a voice and he calls me redeemed. When others say I'll never be enough. And then we're going to basically repeat that line, those two, or I should say, repeat that progression of chords one more time. So we're going to go to D, E minor, B, and then A, D at the end of that. Okay, so we're going to repeat that chord progression again. So we're going to, and greater is the one living inside of me than he who is living in the world. And then we're just going to do B minor, A, and D. And then you'll hear it, and it's going to repeat that throughout the whole rest of the chorus. And then so we got living in the world, in the world, in the world. And greater is the one living inside of me than he who is living in the world. So you can do that if you want to keep the beat. Now verse 2 is set up exactly the same as verse 1. So in terms of chords, if you have the chord sheet, follow along. And so we're going to go right into verse 2, and then from that we're going to go back into the chorus real quick, and then we're going to go into the bridge, which is probably one of the simpler things that you're ever going to do during this entire song, besides really playing the first part of the verses. So we're going to come out of the chorus, and then we're going to go into verse 2. Then he who is living in the world, bring your doubts, bring your fears, bring your hurt, bring your tears. There'll be no, this one's a little different. There'll be no condemnation here. This line's a little bit of a tone. There'll be no condemnation here. Hold on a second. Something's not right here. Oh, never mind. It's correct. I'm just thinking wrong. Sorry. You are holy, righteous, and redeemed. Okay, so let me start off the verse 2 real quick. For some reason, I did this through, and I totally got me this time. Okay, bring your doubts, bring your fears, bring your hurt, bring your tears. There'll be condemnation here. Oh, you are holy, righteous, and redeemed. And every time I fall, there'll be those who will call me a mistake. That's okay, 'cause I hear a voice and he calls me redeemed. Okay, there's that droning going on. I'm missing, something's not ringing. Because, hold on a second, it's that finger again. There we go. As I hear a voice and yep. Gotta remember. So like I tell you, you'll notice immediate difference as soon as one of those two fingers starts muting instead of actually ringing. You'll hear immediate difference in your chords. Okay, as I hear a voice, okay, so it goes to the chorus, and then we go to the interlude, which is only just D. That's it. Interlude is D. He's greater, and then bridge. Let's see. There'll be days I lose battle. Grace says it doesn't matter, 'cause the cross already won the war. He's greater, I am learning to run freely, understand just how he sees me, and it makes me love him more and more. He's greater. Like I said, this is all just D, so you're just kind of singing through this entire thing, and really it's kind of quick, so practice it a few more times. To tell you the truth, that's about the end of this entire tutorial. It's not very long at all. Like I said, there's a lot of just D in this, but like I said, because of the way we're forming the chords this time for key D, it takes a little bit more practice because your fingers are going to get quite a bit of a stretching and almost playing Twister on your fretboard. Anyways, that's pretty much the tutorial for greater. If you need more help with the like how to do the bridge, like how to say it perfectly, just go ahead and listen to the song. It'll do a much better job than I will, because then you'll be listening to the actual artist play it, and all you have to do is just play that strum pattern and just keep going and just listen to it, and then you should just follow right along because there's no chord changes in the bridge. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. My name's Wyatt with XALT Ministries. Subscribe to our YouTube. Hit us up on the Facebook page as well. I love taking requests for songs and everything. This is a song I've been wanting to do for a very long time. I just never got around to doing it yet because I've had requests. So I finally got down and did it, and it's very simple minus the difference on the chords. So thank you very much. Subscribe to the YouTube. I got more videos come up. I finally did the Own the Key of E, which goes through 5 different families of doing the key of E, so you can really experiment with how to play key of E. Thank you. This is Wyatt, and have a blessed day.